All right, so Gray is coming out to Black Clover Mobile like I predicted, just because of how things were planning out, and also because of how the new banner is ending. Well, not before the end of the season, right? There's 10 days on this, but 15 days till the end of the season, which kind of, it played out in my head to where, yeah, I mean, we're going to have to get another banner, and Gray made the most amount of sense. So Gray is a good unit. We're going to talk about it, talk about the cases where you should summon. I'm going to probably make an actual should you summon tomorrow. And then I'm going to go over showcases, all that good stuff when she comes out. But the thing is, she's not going to be as good on global, just because I feel like 125 helps her out severely because of how DLTs really work, and also because level 125 is not out yet, which is going to provide a lot of buffs. Okay, so there's stuff like that that you're going to have to kind of take into account. But first of all, I just want to look into the comments first. And by the way, you guys let me know down below. Do you guys like think the banner schedule is too crazy? But I'm also gonna want you guys to take it into account after what I have to say. But do you guys have enough pulls for this as a new player? My main concern is really new players, because older slash veterans don't necessarily need Gray. I'll say that right now, right? I'll say that right now. But a lot of newer players who just started and needed to, for example, needed to summon on Valkyrie, and also the rerun seasonal banner, right? Because this reroll seasonal banner is insane, right? You look at this, I mean, you could get some really fire units, Charlotte, right? Mimosa, and then also, I mean, the third one is like kind of a free-for-all, but Ghost especially. So you put these three, then you get, it's basically a 5 out of 6 chance to get something good. Okay, Ghost's skill page, you don't really use either way, you use the defense skill page, but it's a 1.5% chance, so the rates are technically increased from normal seasonal banners, so it does prove to be pretty good, because here the rates for like the for the 2 unit seasonal banner is 1%. So keep that into account, where like you're getting a basically increased rate to get even more banger units. So to me, it's nice, right? It's nice. But do you guys have enough pulls for all the stuff that's coming out? Now, one thing I do want to say for me, this is, in my opinion, okay, because you look at it, and I mean, in some seasons, sometimes you're able to summon on 2 banners. Well, guess what? The seasonal banner was a complete skip, so technically it would have been Valkyrie, and then some people would summon on Gray. So that's how I see it in my brain. But for most people, pretty much a skip. Now let's look at what people are saying. Basically, free pulls, more pulls, crazy schedule, getting worried, and then yeah, I mean, we are now 2 weeks behind. Okay, we are 2 weeks behind. Now there isn't, I would agree, there's not proper compensation for the rush, because we went from like a month and a half to a month. Well, we'll say like 4 to 6 weeks behind to 2 weeks behind. In one, like that. And then next week we might be literally caught up. Now more crystals, yep, more tickets. I think that is honestly really fair. Okay, I do think so. Now, one of the things that you guys have to consider is we're going to get bingo, but we're also going to get Hall of Illusion. So we're getting a small increase, but it's more of a gradual increase instead of a complete increase, right? Because we look at this and we are going to get Hall of Illusions, which I completely forgot how much Hall of Illusions gives. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna pull it up, but I don't love, if I'm being honest, this type of thing where it's super gradual. Hall of Illusions, where it's like, yeah, we get a bit more, but not nearly enough. Not nearly enough. So let's look at this. So the rewards, okay, so we get 800 from there. So 800, 1100. Okay, am I gonna 1100? Oh, I don't. 1100. Do I at all try and okay. Oh, do I? Hold on. I mean, we're getting at least 1600 from this, but bro, how do I not have it anywhere? I did not show it properly at all. I mean, no. Okay. I mean, we get like a decent amount. If you guys want to put it down below, that would be great, but it's like not enough of an increase. Like Hall of Illusions, cool. Bingo, cool. But it's like, that's it, right? I think they need to give a bit more in other ways. And then I guess there's RTA, but to me that doesn't really count. It's just not enough. So for sure, I would say an increase even more is needed. People would need to talk about it even more, I think, for there to be a real standout thing. Cool, we get 1 pull. If this stayed at 3 pulls on the dice event, it would have been nice. But 1 pull to me is just not enough for me to even count it. Okay, now another thing too is that this, if it gave even close to like 40 pulls, I think everyone would be fine. In my opinion, I wouldn't even be able to complain. Like that would have been just perfect. But It doesn't. So that's all the stuff, like the negative stuff. But now we get to talk about like Gray. I mean, she's great. Okay, she is actually amazing. Very fun unit. And she's going to be giving a new buff, Magic Convert, where it goes from A to B. Now, when it's in A, it gives a damage reduction, and when it's in B, it gives a damage increase. And every time you're hit, it changes the buff. So one time you're going to have damage reduction, one time you're going to have damage increase. And it's honestly really good. Reason being, because this buff resets the turn count to 2 every time that she is hit. Every time. So that means it goes from 2 turn, or let's say you're at 1 turn. Then it goes to 2 turn B. Then it goes to 1 turn, for example, you have 1 turn. Then it goes, you get hit, 2 turn A. So then the damage reduction stays. And with the mobility increase, it's very nice. Now her combo also gives defense increase level 4, which is a very high defense increase, highest in the game. For 2 turns also, so it's very nice. Skill 2, DOT immunity, defense increase, and with skill page, defense pen. And then with her skill page, she just gets absolutely insane, obviously, because of that heal. Being able, every time she's hit, because whenever the magic convert buff is applied or converted, basically every time she's hit, right, 10% that increase at max dupe, which is why it's so good. But it's very high to get that high up, right, especially on a global. But I mean, JP2, we're starting to get like a bit rougher resources unless you're an actual like whale, so that is unfortunate. But where Gray starts to shine, right, this damage reduction is nice, defense increase 2 plus DOT immunity, all good stuff. But it's really this. And this is where like you're going to start seeing her go crazy. So basically, she has a thing where if her whole team besides her is red, blue, or green, she gets buffs. With the LR passive, it's DOT immunity, which is not too crazy, but definitely is not bad. But then at the dupe 5, it's going to increase the stack. So her skill 1 has this thing where basically it's going to copy the DOTs and add 1, which you've already seen in some videos. And what's going to happen on her LR5 is that if she's with 3 reds, blue, or greens, well, whatever DOT there is, she's going to add 1 stack every time it's her turn. Just outright. Okay, outright, that's it. Just when it's her turn, that's it. On everyone. So it gets really good and basically makes it so you're doing like sometimes 60k with DOTs easily. And then obviously it's very good with units like Witch Queen, Magna, etc., which we've already seen. So it's just a very fun type of playstyle, which with 125 is accelerated because DOTs, if they're played over time, especially with Gray being able to keep them up all the time, it's very good because Gray will not be able to die, but then the enemies are going to be taking damage. And why I'm saying she can't die is because she's going to keep on healing while they keep on ticking away as the buffs start wearing off, and it's really good. Now, I would say for most people, if you're not running her on like a mono type of team, the main one you'd be running it with is mono red. And if you're not going to do that, then I don't really think you should summon in most cases. Now, what I would say for a lot of people is that if you don't have a lot, like you would want like Charlotte, Ghost, and then like Rill and William. Those are like the 4 main ones. If you have 3 of those 4, and then you also have Valkyrie and Noelle, like you're safe. You don't really need Gray, okay? PvE, nothing too crazy. Then PvP, I mean, she is great. She's going to be very good for mono red. You're going to see the teams. I mean, I played with her and Magna together. Very good, but I mean, like, it's not a necessity. Like, she is making the mono red team. If you want to build a, like, DOT type of mono red team with her, like, go ahead. Also, she is kind of a Lotus counter because you can't remove the magic convert buff. But is it a necessity? No, I don't think so. You don't need to summon for her. Like, you're safe to save for Zora, Vanessa, like, Finral next season, I guess. Next season, we'll have to see. Black Divider, like, you're safe. I mean, people want her. She's a very fun unit, I find. But we don't really have pick and ban RTA, so she's not going to be as crazy, in my opinion, or as, like, valuable. So, you know, if you want to skip it, go ahead. But, yeah, Gray's coming. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.